I learned this word probably like 12 years ago in New York from a guy that owned a restaurant business. We were just having a conversation, and he was like, I'm considered a derougeur. He was like, look it up. I looked it up, I said, that's interesting.
Now I learned a new word. Welcome to At Home with Melissa, where we have intimate conversations with entrepreneurs and visionaries. And today I have the honor of sitting with Aulston Taylor, who is the president of St. Augustine High School. Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So I'm just going to read a little bit about Aulston Taylor. He is a strategic, passionate, and captivating servant leader. Aulston's journey has been filled with calculated risk-taking opportunities that have spanned corporate and philanthropic ventures. As president and CEO of St. Augustine High School, Aulston is responsible for ensuring that the school fulfills its mission of providing a quality, well-rounded education to young men in the traditions of the Catholic Church. In his role, he supervises an 80-person faculty and staff and manages an $8.4 million budget.
Ooh, that thing went up to 10.3.
Wow.
We'll
It
talk
needs to be
about
updated.
that.
Needs to be updated.
I can and I will. You're right. That's on me. It has grown.
Very, very impressive. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
All right. So how has your personal journey and your faith created Aulston Taylor, who is the president of St. Augustine High School?
You know that phrase, taking a leap of faith? Well, that's what I did in 2019 when I decided to come home from New York. And that leap of faith was certainly well worth it. It came with substantial changes, but the impact that I've seen since 2019, not only just in the work, my own personal life, has been truly what I needed, and it's been fulfilling and it's been exciting. And
so we touched on this a little bit before we started filming, but St. Augustine is more than a high school. It's more than it just carries so much weight.
Some people call it a cult. I do too. Because I've seen it, I felt it. It's a beautiful cult. It cultivates young men to be trained in leadership, to have them prepared to take on the world and to be service of others.
Absolutely. And I think it's a legacy. For as long as I can remember, it has so much pride. It just held so much weight if you went to that school or you knew someone that went to that school. So what does that legacy mean to you? Because you're a graduate of the school as well, right?
In 2026, it'll be 75 years since the doors opened.
Wow.
And we take great pride in that because, you know, it's hard to last.
Right.
You know, a lot of folks create things, open things, and it's here today, gone tomorrow. And so St. Aug is one of those places that must last. And the legacy that we do represent is certainly rooted in knowing that we hold that anchor in the 7th Ward, the city of New Orleans. And now I'm focused on taking that brand of education and leadership to go around the world and have other folks model after our school. And so in short, the aim is to be the consultant to the youth of America, especially Black males, Black boys.
It's really a pillar in our community.
Yeah, it is. It is. Got to stay. So whoever's at the helm, you know, they got to take that on.
That's right.
And recognize that, you know, I have a phrase saying that if the city of New Orleans wants to do well, St. Aug must do well.
And I agree.
I believe in it.
So what's one of the biggest leadership lessons that you learned since you've been the president?
Be fast, be furious, but be patient and also pay attention. Things move very fast when you're trying to build a brand. And so while the brand is much bigger than my life will ever be, we're still building it. The city of New Orleans knows St. Aug, but you'll be surprised. There are people who live in North Louisiana that never heard of school.
Right.
I've been in places and they'll say, "Oh, what school is that?" And I'll say, "Like, don't hear." Then I'll say, "Oh, the Purple and Gold Band that is always in Mardi Gras." And so, oftentimes, I take that as a compliment, but I'm also wanting to say, well, "We got this, we got this, we got this, we got this," and so I catch myself and I just say, "They'll learn about it over time." But the public relations of the school is certainly the marching 100 in a very, very enormous way. But yeah, it's a great brand.
Yes. So I want to ask about this. What do you think that Black young men need most from community leaders and educators?
Listening ears. Yeah. They have a lot to say. And I think oftentimes we will pretend we're listening to them and we're not necessarily really paying attention. And so I know that they really want to have someone just to listen, because we do a lot of directing in their lives. Sometimes we should just be the person that's listening and allowing them to share what's on their heart, what's on their mind. And if I think more people start doing that, we'll get the great outcomes that we seek.
Wow. I didn't anticipate you to say that, but that's so important. Just a listening ear, and they probably a lot of times don't get it.
Yes.
It's powerful. So what do you think is the biggest misconception of today's generation of young men?
That social media covers their life. You know, social media is so big, not only just for young people, but for us as well. I'm sure we catch ourselves attached to our phones, and then in the mind frame of us as adults, we're like, well, if we always on our phone, they are truly always on their phone. And so I don't think that all of our young men, Black, white, Hispanic, what have you, I don't think that all of them are only listening to social media. I think us human voices, familiarity that they know and can touch, I think we have influence over them. And we should take advantage of that and make sure that we're pouring into them for the best possible direction, and give them game so then they can build on that game and then do it better than what we've done. Right.
So since you've been the president, you have done exceptional work.
How you know?
Because I followed it.
Right.
What do you think that you brought into the mix that changed things?
You know, I am truly grateful for Dr. Kenneth St. Charles for deciding to extend the contract to me to come home in 2019 and be his chief development officer fundraiser. And by him doing that, that gave me a window of 2 years, 2.5 years to pay attention and watch and absorb the culture of St. Aug as a 39-year-old professional. Okay. Once I got into the seat, and now it was my turn to create the culture that I wanted to see fit, you had to press go. And so what I've seen and what I've been able to do with my team, I've built a really good team. That's one. That team has constantly evolved. Some folks have left us. Some folks have been asked to not return, but the evolution of the team has been really good. In addition to that, the work that we put in has been morphed in three things. Is it really good for the young men who are on campus, and will they be inspired by what we do? Does it motivate a prospective family and a prospective student to want to be a part of our culture? And does it honor the past and pay homage to the alums and the torchbearers before us that carried St. Aug to have the reputation it has today? If the moves we are making don't fall within at least 2 out of the 3 buckets, we're not doing it. I'm more critical on, I want all 3 to be actually hit when we're thinking of the work that we're going to do or the move we're going to make.
Okay. And so I guess I want to touch on that a little bit because prior to you being president, you were in New York. Tell us a little bit about that, your life in New York and strides you made there.
Life in New York was in the fast lane, having a great time, but learning a lot.
Okay.
There is no way the work that is happening today would be fulfilled and would be successful without my years in New York City. The years in New York City really gave me the training ground to understand how to maneuver, how to get in the room and be able to be heard without being loud, to be able to adapt, to be able to be dynamic. That came from my training in New York City for 17 years. Now, the culture of me being a 0-year-old to 17-year-old in New Orleans is what allowed me to have the substance as a person to go to New York when I was 22, 23, and soak up that knowledge and then inject myself into that culture and actually make good strides and be successful. My time there was working with BET. I worked with ESPN, and those relationships poured into me in a very healthy way. And now those same relationships are coming around full circle to benefit the school, given the fact that they knew my passion and heart was always for home, and especially for St. Aug. So I needed New York City.
Yeah,
it helped me grow up.
Built you into the leader you are today. And you said something that was powerful. I don't even know if you realize you said it, but you said the ability to be heard without being loud. That's what I try to live by. So I want my voice to be heard, but I don't want to be loud. That's powerful.
That's the thing.
That is powerful.
It takes time to master it. And it's coaching and it's absorbing. You have to see it, but you also got to be willing to be coached too, to know how to be inside of a room and not be the loudest person at home.
At home. That's right. That's right. We touched on it just a little bit, but you talked about how you want St. Aug to make a difference in the community. So how do you see that St. Aug can make a difference in a broader scope of the community? Like, what role does it play in the community?
Plays a big role in the community. Obviously, 4 or 5 months ago, you had 2 St. Aug grads that were vying to be the mayor of the city. And then one decided to step to the side while welcoming the other one through the door to then say, we'll team together and go for this opportunity, right? You had a former mayor that endorsed them with Mayor Sidney Bartholomew. The judges in the city of New Orleans, you may not know this, but if there's 20 sitting judges, about 11 to 12 are St. Aug graduates. Former Police Chief Eddie Compass III, St. Aug grad. And when you really think about the culture and the timing of all of these guys when they've been on the ground doing great work over time, from the 60s to the 70s all the way up, there was a St. Aug man that was involved in something significant that was moving our community and our city forward. And then if I go even smaller, to not small as in the job, but just lesser in getting out of politics. I mean, you have guys that will run the switchboard at Sewage and Water Board. You have guys that are commanders on a fire truck that are making a difference and showing up in work that truly matters to keep our community safe and readily available to live in. So, you know, when I think of St. Aug, when I think of the community, we got to be better of what we're doing every day at the school, because we know those young men have a chance to then come into the city and affect change for the better, be innovative with work, and to keep our city as traditional as possible while putting a little bit of innovation into it, and then just, you know, staying to the core of who we are as a city.
So basically, St. Aug is creating leaders, change makers, people that are helping us to stay safe and to be secure in our city.
We do, and we fully embrace the opportunity when it comes to partner with other schools, because there are great schools in the city of New Orleans that have young leaders that will impact the work that we do. I'm never looking at us as if it's just, we're the only one that exists.
Right.
No. I partner up with school leaders all the time. We have think tanks. We bounce stuff off each other. I give, they give to me. I take, they take. And so at the end of the day, it's about making our city better.
Right.
And how do we do that as one?
Okay. So what partnerships or community initiatives are you most excited about now? Anything you can share?
I can. So when I took the job in 2021 and came on as interim president, I was out to prove myself, right? Because I'm like, all right, I got this interim tag, and I was 40. I was 40 years old. I was like, have people say, "Oh my God, he's so young to be the president of St. Aug." And so I had this energy of like, I know what I'm doing, but this is the first time being in this job, right? And so I had to prove myself. And so one of the biggest things that I started to focus on was create collegiate relationships with colleges.
Okay.
And as I was doing that, I said, well, I got a sister school uptown, I got a sister school in the east. I need to bring them together. I need to start involving them as I go out and talk to college presidents. I'll have them talk to them as well. And then I widened it out even further, and we went to Edna Carr, went to Warren Easton, and we started to tap those relationships for university partnerships and opportunities as well. And I'll tell you my most recent one, and I'm excited about it. You familiar with Saul's Light?
Oh, electrical?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Saul's Light is an organization that focuses on NICU babies.
Wow. Okay.
And so I met the founder recently, and so we had a meeting at the end of September. Was it recently? Yeah, end of September.
Okay.
And brought her to campus, her and her team, and I said, look, I want our young men to understand life from this end all the way to this end. And so when I say things like that in my mind, I'm reminding myself of what I put out in the universe. So when it comes to me, I can recognize it and say, I said I want to do that, so let's focus on it. So Saul's Light and I are coming together and partnering. Wow. The first thing we're going to start, which is coming up in about 2 weeks, we're going to do letter writing. And the boys are going to write letters to all of the NICU around the city of New Orleans, thanking them for the work that they do to make sure that babies make sure that they get to where they need to be and have a healthy state. And as small as it may feel and seem, those letters are to tell them that you're needed, we appreciate you, and we see the work you're doing. We've widened it out to St. Mary's and St. Catherine Drexel Prep. So the 3 of our schools are going to do this letter writing. Okay. Fast forward, today I went to the Bureau of Governmental Research luncheon, BGR, and I ran into 2 leaders of the Covenant House. And I said, I need to talk. I want the boys to start doing some work with you guys. Let's figure this out. And so that when I say that things go from this end to this end, the Covenant House, we all know the work that they do. I want our young men to see life in different stages, to think about how did a person get there, how did they grow from there, and so that's the kind of work I get excited about. Like my day-to-day fully have to do is fundraising, without a doubt. Okay. And then governing the school through our principal, who manages the culture, the teachers, the curriculum, and make sure everything day to day is going very well. But ultimately, I have to understand our young men and the things that get them going, so we can bring that to the community and say, let's connect that together.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So we have a little thing we call rapid fire round. Yep. All right. So we ask like a question, kind of quick question, and you give a quick response. Okay.
Let me see.
What's one word that best describes your leadership style?
Debourgeois. You know what that is.
I've heard it before.
Well,
break it down.
A debourgeois is a person that is highly skilled with resources. They are a person that is a fixer. They fix problems and challenges, and they never look at something as if like it's insurmountable or it can't be, overcame. That's how I look at my style of the work that I do. That's how I look at myself as a person, that I'm very resourceful, and I'm willing to give a resource with nothing in return.
Where'd you learn that word?
In New York City. I told you that was my training ground.
Okay.
So I learned that in New York, in Spanish Harlem, on 110th and 2nd Avenue at a restaurant named Ricardo's, because the owner of Ricardo's at the time, we were having a good conversation, and he shared that with me about 12 years ago.
So coffee or tea to start the day? Which one is it?
Neither.
Okay.
But I'll drink a tea when I'm feeling like I need a little something. Grandmother gave me coffee when I was 6 years old. I spit it out and never touched it again. And I ain't got nothing wrong, nothing against coffee. I think, the smell of coffee is amazing. The consumption of it within my body, I've just never been that
does not work.
That kid who needed to have it. But
that's good.
That's
really good.
I'll drink a tea.
Yeah, because I start the day off with CDM coffee because I learned that from my dad.
Okay.
So that's good. No vices. I love it. The first thing you pray in the morning?
I pray that my energy is going to be good enough for the day. I pray that my 28-week pregnant wife is feeling good for the day, and our 82 days remaining before January 11th is going to be a good journey. And I pray that our city is moving ahead and everybody's excited about life down here in New Orleans.
Yes, and congratulations.
Thank you.
That.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, exciting.
Very exciting.
And everything will be good for these next 82 days.
That child going to be class of 2044 at St. Aug.
Yes.
I told you it was a coat.
So if you could have dinner with one historical leader, who would it be and why?
Describe historical.
Just anyone from the past, anyone that resonates with you. I'd say dead or alive. Someone that you would love to sit down with, brainstorm with for 30 minutes for dinner.
Father Matthew O'Rourke.
Okay.
He was the very first principal of St. Augustine High School in 1951. He took the helm of the school at the age of 32. I met him when he was 89, and we remained close from 89 until he passed at 93.
Wow, he lived a long life.
He did. He lived a very long life, and he dedicated a large portion of his life to St. Aug.
Wow. Powerful.
And I spent time with him, but I'd love to have another lunch with him to kind of just tell him how the school is doing today, knowing when we had our lunches in 2007 through 2012, because he passed in 2012, but to let him know his baby's doing okay. Yeah,
I'm sure he would be very proud.
Yes, and I honestly, I think he's guiding my hand from heaven.
I'm sure. I'm sure. All right, so this is kind of our closeout question. If the audience can take one thing from this conversation, what would you want that to be?
That the staff at St. Augustine High School has a fully focused and dedication to empowering the young men at St. Augustine High School, and that we are relentless on giving them the access and the opportunity that they deserve, so that as they walk through these doors that we've opened up for them, that they'll go in, kick it down, and allow more Purple Knights to be able to come through and be able to make an impact.
Wow, there you have it. Thank you, Aulston Taylor, for everything that you're doing for St. Augustine and our community. We wish you the best with your new bundle of joy that's coming in 82 days. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, and God bless. You continue to do what you're doing.
Well, you keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And you keep doing it at home.
Thank you. I will.
All right.
All right.